Okay, good morning, guys. So now the next topic in your SQL. Okay, so normalization. Okay, let me see. So basically, normalization. Okay, what is normalization and why this technique will be used? Okay, and what purpose this normalization techniques are using by people in real-time applications, as well as where these normalization techniques will be using here and help us. Okay, so that all we can see, and later we can check out how many types of normalization forms are there, and each form what kind of rules are there. Okay, suppose the first normal form is there, so the first normal form is having some rules or conditions. Okay, like a second normal form having some rules, third normal, fourth normal, BCNF, fifth normal. So every normal form is having some rule and specifications are there. So those things we need to follow at the time of your database designing level. Okay, right. So the first question is, okay, simply we can say, okay, the first question is simply we can say, what is normalization? What is normalization? Okay, this is my first question. Will come to you. And where we want to use normalization. Okay, this is my second question. Will come to you. Why we need normalization? Why we need normalization? Okay, so now, and next one is called as here types of normalizations. Types of normalization forms. Okay, so these are the major questions which comes from your normalization now. Okay, now, right. So what is normalization means, guys? Here simply we can say normalization is a technique. So this technique we are going to be using, guys, here to organizing the data, to organized data or information, in multiple tables. So the organizing of data in multiple tables, when we want to organizing means arranging, storing the data. So when we have some company, we have some business, the business related information, whatever it was there here, so the complete information we are not storing into one single table. So instead of storing that entire business data in one table, okay, we are storing multiple tables. Okay, then you have a question. So why, sir? Why we want to store data in multiple tables, sir? Why not in a single table? Okay, now this kind of doubt is coming to you. For example, a university is there. A university is having some data. So what kind of information I can store which related to universities? That under that university, whatever the colleges are there, colleges informations, and in each colleges, what kind of branches are there? So in each branch, how many number of seats are available? Okay, and after that, in that particular colleges, in that under particular universities, how many employees are there? Teachers, faculties, professors, yes or no? So those information, their salaries information, their grades informations. Okay, so along with that, next one is what now? Students. How many students are comes under in this university? In each college, how many students are there? In each branch, how many students are there? Yes or no? So that kind of information. Okay. and the students examinations information, examination schedules. Okay, so the student entered the details. Okay, this all kind of data is belongs to what now? One university, that is called a educational domain. Okay, na? So this belongs to that. But just think about these all the things like colleges, professors, okay, and branches. Okay, later your employees, what we can say, students related examination schedules. So these all kind of data, if I stored into one single table, okay, is it better or having some problems? What do you think about? Is it better choice, or else if I store like this, we are facing some problems facing now? Yes. So that's why what we want to do here, instead of storing this all informations, this all related informations in one single table, so those information we are storing into multiple tables. So multiple tables when I stored, that means every individual data we are storing under different tables. So when you want to separating every information different and separate tables, then what it was happen, data flexibility, that means the data inserting level, data updating level, data reading level, data deleting level, we have a more flexible. Okay, now for example, this all data when I stored into one table and I want to delete only student data, then what happened? When I delete student data, along with the student data, what it was deleted? Professor data also deleted. Along with professor data, what it was deleted? Branch data deleted. Along with the branch data, what it was deleted? Colleges data will deleted. So that means these all information when I stored in one single table, if one information if I delete, the remaining all are deleted. Understand now? So if student deleted, these all deleted. If professor details deleted, remaining all are affected. So that means one data when you try to delete, based on that, the remaining data also losing. Concept understand na? That kind of problem. Not only that problem, there are so many problems are there when with the data will be organizing in one single table. So that's why, how can you see in our classes also, how we was created EMP table, employees data, department table, departments data, student table, students data, course table, course data, registration table, registered table. Okay, so EMP Chennai table, Chennai branch table, separated table. Chennai, Hyderabad, Hyderabad employees details, one separate table. Chennai employees details, one separate table. Can you see so many tables we created? Yes or no? Yes. So why we created like this, sir? Okay, why you are storing like this, sir? These all the things I can store into one single table, na, sir. Then why we are going to these many tables to create under databases? Okay, now so this kind of doubts will be come to you. And now here, that is what this normalization technique, what it was tell us guys here, when you want to organizing your particular business data which related to business, so the data how they can organize means in different tables, in multiple tables they are going to be organized. That organization technique is called as what now? Normalization. Okay, right. So now when and where you want to use normalization means, especially in real time, this normalization we are using under or using in designing levels only we are using guys here, in designing level. So which designing? Database designing level. In database designing we are using. So other than designing, we can't use any implementation level your normalization. So normalizations are we are using under or in database designing levels. Okay. Can you remember? Can you remember? Anybody knows what about SDLC? Anybody knows this name? Anybody listen? Maybe in your BTech computer science students, IT computer students, you have SDLC, software development life cycle. So can you see guys here, this software development life cycle, Okay. Life cycle. Okay. In this software development life cycle, guys, here, okay, we have some phases are there. That means if any software we need to develop by using of any technology, a Java technology, .NET, okay, so PHP, okay, whatever, any one technology, if you want to use to develop one software, okay, then there are few phases we have it here. That means it's not like that I can develop my project in any manner. There is a proper systematical order will be there. Okay, now in that way only the projects can be designed and developed. Okay, and this is a rule of IT industry. So any IT industry, when they want to develop a project, they should be follow SDLC patterns. Okay, what they will follow? SDLC patterns, compulsory. So what is this SDLC patterns means? In this measure, 5 levels are there. Okay, first level we called as, guys, here analysis level. Okay, first one we called as what now? Analysis level, or else analyzing also we called, or analysis we called. So in this analysis level, what they will do it here, after taking the client requirements, and in those requirements will be analyzing by people, is it okay or not? We can do it or not? Is it possible or not? Okay, so this kind of things they will be analysis. After analyzing or analysis, they will be making a final documentation. Okay, so because everything, whatever the client is asking to you, that everything may be not possible. For example, best example in front of you. Initially, when ATM missions are introduced here, at the time of introducing ATM missions, we have all kind of operations, but one operation is not there. Which operation? Anybody guessing? I can withdraw, I can transfer, I can check my balance, I can take minimum statement, fast transaction. Okay, all are there. But one operation we can't do it through ATM mission at the early days. What is that? Deposit money. So these all kind of things I can do with my ATM, but when I want to deposit money, then I should go to bank. So that means what to mean here, in the early days when there was developed ATM application, at the time the people doesn't know how to develop for deposit transaction. So maybe at the time that ideas are not came, they tried but it was fail. Yes or no? So that kind of problems are they faced. That's why if any client requirement, when a company is going to be a handover, it's not simple thing. Each and everything they will be checked. Okay, client is telling whatever he want to telling. मेरे को ऐसी आना है, ऐसी जाना है. He was telling anything, but that was possible or not in technology? Yes or no? So that should be important. The client saying that front end से back end से front end से वहां जाना, यहाँ आना, यहाँ आना. क्या ये? ऐसे नहीं होगा ना? हम कैसे भी बोल सकते हैं. I can do anything. I can tell anything. Okay, as per my guessing, imagination. I want it like this. I want it like this means not happen. Yes or no? It is a technology. Yes or no? The technology has having some futures, and those futures supported some kind of things we can do it. Yes or no? Yes or no? Yeah. So that's what we can say. We can say like this. So any human being have an end. Yes or no? Is there any formula to overcome that? You have this much technology, this much improvements. So many brilliant people are there. So many ideology people are there. Intelligence people are there in the world. So much money is there. So many resources are there. But anybody finding to how to stop death the people? Anybody stop it? No, definitely death is death only. If you have a crowd some money, what happened? In corona situation, so many issues we taken. Yes or no? The crowds of people, they have a lot of assets, money, gold, all are there. But corona, within fraction of second, out all people. Yes or no? So this money is what happened? Nothing was happened. Yes or no? So like this, client requirements, everything we can't do it. That's why before they want to take over that project by any company, first they will be checking those requirements. Is it okay or not? Is it possible in this technology or not? Okay. So that all they will be clarify and analysis. For that analysis purpose, they have some team. That is called a database analyst peoples are there. For example, you need to develop one database project. So we have some database analyst people are there. These people, what they will do, they will take requirements from the client and they will checking each and every requirement, whatever the client is asking to us. And that all they are checking and all are possible. Then they will make it one final documentation. After that, they will go for agreements. So how much time bound for your project? 1 year, 2 year, yes or no? So when you finish this project, your time bond, your time scales, your price, money, everything they will be decided once the client's requirements are finalized. Okay, so that is called the analysis part. And these analysis people, based on the client requirement, whatever they will be make it the final documentation. Based on that final documentation, next level is what now? What is the next level? Designing level. So before implementation, first we want to design. After design only, implementation is possible. Can you directly implement it? No, without a design, we can't implement it. For example, if you want to construct a building, okay, now suppose you have a plot, land was there. So you feel like this, I want to construct one apartment or building. Is it directly constructed or else we are taking first a plan? Plan. We want to take plan from government. Is or no? I have so much and this kind of square feet. I have a plot in that area. I'm going to constructing 2+1 or 3+1. Okay, the building. So for that purpose, I need some planning. Then we are going to be meeting whom? Civil engineers. The civil engineers is going to be taking your plot, the complete structure, and they will say, you can design like this, your building will be construct like this. So they will taking one planning. That's called, the planning was having in which format? Diagrammatical format. Yes or no? So they will be planning what now? In diagrammatically. That is called a designing phase. And those based on that plan and diagram, then they started implementation. Implementation means developing. They started. Yes or no? So same to same in IT industry also, any project they have to implement or develop, first they have to design. How they can design? Based on the final document which was made by analysis people. Okay, so based on that, what kind of designing phases are there? Which is backend, that all backend designing phases will be designed. So in this designing level, there is a two cases: front-end design, back-end design. Front-end design, they can go to front-end related things are using like HTML, JavaScript, CSS, okay, jQuery, okay. So what next? React JS, this Angular JS. So this kind of some scripting languages, tools they are using to designing their front-end set forms. But in the same to same, back-end design also there. So how I can design back-end side forms? By using of normalization technique. How are you using HTML, these things for designing your front-end forms? Same as in back-end side also, when they want to design back-end applications, they will use which technique they are using? Normalization technique. That's why normalization technique where we want to use means in a designing phase only the people are using, not at a implementation level. Okay, so that is designing. After designing, guys, here based on the design, what they will do? Implementation. Okay, they will be started their work. So implementation they started now. The implementation, even though we called as a development, okay, now so this is one thing. Okay, development. After development, what is the next phase? There will be testing, whether it is okay or not, working or not, whatever the client is asking, that was fulfilled or not. Okay, that all will be tested. Okay, and after testing, the finally they send it to what now? The client people, and the client people, what they will do? Maintain. Okay, that is called a maintenance or maintain. So these are, but in between some sub modules also there, but these are the total 5, okay, the things which was going to be developed any project in industry. And not only project, even the project is nothing but, for example, now you have in Hyderabad metro. The metro is also called a project, yes or no? And who is a client for metro? Government of Telangana or central government something. Who was developed? L&T. So L&T is a company, government is a client. So L&T people taking client requirements, okay, how to design your metro stations, where is stations, how much length, okay, how much feet and something, how much distance you need to go for. So this all they will be take from government. And L&T is what now? L&T is not a client. L&T is what now? Company. So they will started the work. But before started the work, directly they started a, first there will be analysis. Okay, from where to where you want it, how many stations you need to cover, how many places you need to cover. So it is possible to go your metro station in this area, because so many shops and all are there, houses, shops. Is it a best place or not? If I'm going to establish here or develop here, if any arms are going to happen the people, yes or no, there's a lot of things are there going to be checked. Okay, now then after designing started, so they will be designing how to design, where you want to, how, where is the station, where we want to keep it, a security measurements, this all they can go to draw it. And after they started implementation purpose, what they will do, they will gather all the materials, raw facts, okay, cement, bricks, sand, water, iron, manpower, these all are gathered to start implementation. After implementation, what happened? After you implemented, immediately we can't use. Na? For example, one flyover is a builder. Can you immediately run on that? No. They have some time. So after your construction is over, immediately we can't go. They will be keep it minimum 1 month, 15 days, 45 days. They will be as is this keeping. That is called a testing period. In the testing period, anything is happened, they will be rectified. If testing period is okay, everything is finished, then they will give permission to access by people. Yes or no? That is finally called as a maintenance output. Final output is come and testing, and that output is giving to client. The client, what he will do, that output will be maintained properly. Okay, maintenance is who? Client person. Because this progress belongs to who? Client. So later client will be maintained proper manner. You want to maintain. If you are not maintained properly, then what happened? Damage. Yes or no? If these flyovers also, what we can say, Hyderabad municipality corporation people, if not maintained properly the city, then what happened? Damage. So dust, wagaira, wagaira, Hyderabad city will be collapsed. Yes or no? Neatness, no neatness. Everywhere, if you see garbage, their people are sitting, they're only garbage. So this kind of, that is called a maintenance. So when you, how much way you maintain, that life will be increase. Yes or no? Even though same thing now, if you are going to be purchasing mobiles, if how way you maintain your mobile also, that many years will come to you. Yes or no? If the mobile is purchased, I'm not maintaining, I'm throwing this side, that side, what happened? Within 1 month, not within 10-15 days, your mobile will be damaged. But if you maintain properly, he is also my girlfriend, properly maintain. He is also my boyfriend, properly maintain. If you maintain properly, then you are giving some focus on this, then it will be having some life. Yes or no? So everything will be maintenance. It's depending on maintenance. How you maintain, that much life will be there for your product. Otherwise, your product will be damaged. Okay, same as projects also. So these are the levels in IT industry. Any project, front end or back end side. But here, designing phase, in this phase, I'm using which technique here? Normalizations. Okay. Now the point is, why we want to use normalization in designing phase only? That question is coming out. Because of reason, suppose that this normalization, if I'm using implementation level, if anything is happening, what happened? Suppose my plan is something, but execution is something. What happened? Your output will become proper or your output will be damaged. For example, one flyover. For this flyover, for every 5 feet or 10 feet, I want to build one, what we can say, pillar. So I'm thinking that as per the knowledge of civil engineer, what he was saying that, okay, this is flyover and the flyover below, for every pillar, distance minimum 10 feet or 15 feet. They will be saying that. That means every 15 feet, one filter should be there. Then only your foundation will be stronger. Yes or no? So, but what happened? Okay, first starting to 15, satisfied. 15 to 15, satisfied. But what happened? The civil engineer, what he was do? 15 to 50, 15 to 50. What happened? Gap was more. When gap was more, then what happened? Flyover will be, maybe in future, what happened? We don't know. Something, that kind of situation, so many are there in India. Yes or no? In so and so, where flyover was cracked, flyover was fall down, whatever, some messages we are seeing that. Yes or no? So now that is called. So that's why implementation level we can't use. Okay, because you're directly implemented, if any problem is there, entire product will be lost. Okay, that's why whatever you want to do, before you have to take a planning based. If you do, then it will get good, on final good output will come. Okay, that's why designing is very important before implementation. And in this designing level, what we want to do, what we don't want to do, how we can store, how we cannot store, these all kind of things will be seeing under designings. Okay, what we required, where is we required, where is not required. Okay, that all it was telling us designing level. And these final designing is over, then they started implementation. Okay, now, so here also, if any database application, when you want to develop, first analysis after design, and in designing levels only, we are finding the problems. Okay, what we can do, what we cannot do it. So this kind of analysis we will be finding in the designing levels, and whatever, every problem for us, what have a solutions, and that all solutions we can showing in designing level. After showing in designing, based on the designing, then developer will develop their projects. Okay, now, so that is called a database analyst, database designer, or database architects, and a database developer, database testing, and database maintenance. These are the 5 jobs in industry. Okay, now, right? So now this is what. And now here I said, why we need normalization means, yes, here observe. We need normalization, guys, here to overcome some problems. Okay, which kind of problems to overcome here means, first thing is to avoid, okay, data redundancy problem. Data redundancy, okay, problems. Second one, to avoid, okay, data inconsistency problems. Okay, third one, to save memory. To save memory, that means unnecessarily don't waste your memory, to save memory. And to maintain, okay, to maintain insert, comma, update, comma, delete operations. Okay, delete operations without having any problems. Operations without any problems. So user can smoothly, they can insert, they can update, they can delete. But while you're doing these operations, you don't want to get any problem. Okay, if you get a problem, suppose are you inserting time, you got a problem, then what is the use of insertion? No use of insertion, because every insertion of data, you are facing one problem. That was good or bad? Bad. So that kind of problems I can avoid. When you updating data, At the time of updating level, if you get any problem, again, waste of updation. Deleting level, if you get any problem, again, waste of deletion. That I said, when you delete a student data, along with the student data, other data also deleted. So then what is the use of delete to perform? Is there any use? No. So these kind of insert, update, delete operations also properly, systematically, I need to perform on my tables without having any issues. So that kind of problems also we can avoiding by using of normalizations. So these are normalization reason why we want to avoid redundancy. Redundancy means duplicates. Inconsistency means manipulation of data. We need to restrict what exactly you wanted, that you have to take, but no confusion of data. Okay. Next, saving memory. So when redundancies increases, automatically memory occupation also increase. Then unnecessary. For example, if one name is there, yes, Smith was there. The Smith name, if I'm storing here hundreds of times, okay, if I'm storing number of times the same name, it is called as what? Duplicate. And here Smith is having how many number of characters? 5 characters. So each character will take how many bytes? 5 bytes. Sorry, 1 byte. The total how many bytes? 5 bytes. So here 5 bytes, and here also 5 bytes. Okay, here also 5 bytes. Here also 5 bytes. Total how many? 20 bytes of memory are you wasted. But when these duplicates, when I eliminated, if the duplicates are accepted, total 20 bytes of memory occupied. If these duplicates are, if I eliminated, how much? 5 bytes are occupied. That means how much memory saved? 15 bytes of memory saved. Got it my point now? So that is what the normalizations can be, do it like this. Okay. So now these are the purpose and okay, the why we need a normalization techniques, and I will show you one by one along with one example. Okay, right. And next one is what now? Types of normalization forms. Okay, there are a few forms are there. Shortcut I'm writing. First normal form, second normal form, third normal form, and BCNF, boys code normal form, BCNF. And next we called as fourth NF, fourth normal form. And next one we called as a 5NF, fifth normal form. Fifth normal form. Okay, now, so these are the types of normalization forms. So first normal, second normal, third normal, BCNF, boys code normal form. Okay, and fourth, fifth. So each and every normalization form having its own conditions, its own rules, and those rules we need to use to avoid that related problem. Yes or no? So when it was occurred one problem, for every problem purpose, some solution is there, na? Yes or no? Yes. So same as when you want to designing your table, when you want to storing your data, maybe some kind of problems are occurred. So with that problems, how we can overcome means those solutions are giving by normalization. So every form is a one solution for a particular problem. Okay, na? So that is what these total six normal forms we have it here. But in the 6 normal form, the first 4 normal forms are very, very important, because in any designing level, database design, Java projects design, .NET projects related backend design, Java projects related backend design, the first 4 is very important. And what about 4th NF and 5th NF means? This is called as a optional forms we called. That means optional means we can or we cannot. If you use, nothing problem. If you're not use, nothing problem. So that is what we called as a 4 and 5. And these are called as a optional techniques and optional forms we called. But first 4 normal forms are mandatory. Okay. In any project, when you want to design or when you want to develop, these first 4 techniques are very important for designing levels. Okay. But whatever it is, but in our classes, I will teach you All these 6 normal forms I'm teaching to you. Okay, now? So what is what kind of solution, what kind of problem and solution, how it was given, that all we will discuss. Okay, right. And now let me come out. The first of all, here we said why we need a normalization means these are the things we need normalization. Okay, let me see one small example on this we will discuss. Okay, just listen. So normalization. Okay, so what I said, normalization is a technique of organizing the data into multiple tables. Okay, it is a process to automatically eliminates data redundancy and so also avoiding insertion, updation, deletion problems. Okay, now, so for example, okay, I'm directly showing with example here. Carefully observe. This is one table, guys. This table name is what now? Student details. And in the student details, what I'm going to do, I'm taking roll number of student, student name. Student is belongs to which branch, the branch HOD and branch office number. So these are the some fields and columns I design in my student table. And later in this student details table, I'm storing one particular branch students information. Which branch? CSC branch. So how many CSC students are there in my college? That all CSC students details are I'm storing into this table. So their ID numbers, their roll numbers, their names, their branch name, and CSC branch HOD is what now? Mr. X. And office number 04053337. So like this, I'm going to save here. Okay, so now I saved here how many CSC students? 4. So now carefully observe. So, but in this student details table, if you carefully identify, there are 2 types of data is there. Anybody guessing? There are 2 types of data is there. Anybody guessing? First one is called as here. Here 2 types of data I'm storing into one single table. Okay. The first one is what now? This is, okay. Oh, sorry. This is your student related data. This is your branch related data. So student data and branch data, both are having in same table. Both are having in the same table. But actually when I want to store my data, student data separately stored, branch data separately stored. Actually that I wanted. And if you store like this, that was very easy to managing our operations. But here the problem is what now? The both different related data I was saved in one single table. So when I save one in single table, what is the problem? Can you see? Can you see your branch column, your HOD column, your office number column? Can you see how many times repeated same data? 4 times. CSC, 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 CSC. Mr. X, X, X. Office number, office number, office. That means these 3 columns, if you see, okay, what is that? Branch column, HOD column, office number column. These 3 columns, if you see, having a duplicate, sir. Data redundancy is there now? Yes. So this is called a, when you want to store the 2 different related data in one single table, then there is a chance to occur data redundancy. Okay, now? So now this is one problem. And now in this, carefully observe. When these many duplicates are having in this, automatically memory also occupied more. The more memory will be taken here. Okay, now? So now we can see what I want to do here. This is how many tables, sorry, how many students? Only 4 students. For example, let me come out insertion problem observe. What is insertion problem? Suppose in CSC branch, we have 100 students are there. Then what I want to do here? 100 students data I want to insert now. Yes or no? Yes. But 100 students data when you inserted, every student data when you inserted, then what happened? Your duplicate is increase or decrease? Increases. Suppose there are 100 students data I inserted into this table, then branch column data, how many times repeated? 100 times repeated, because 100 CSC students, 100 CSCs. Okay. And 100 times your branch name is repeated. 100 times your HOD name also repeated. And 100 times your office number also repeated. So that means when we insert a new student data into this table, then my duplicate will be increased. The duplicate data will be increases for branch, HOD and office number columns. So that is what we call as a insertion problems. But I can't say like this now. When I inserted, my duplicates are increases means I can stop my insertion. I can stop my insertion. No. How I can stop? Because I have 100 students. 100 students data definitely have to save. But what happened when I'm saving these 100 students data, my duplicates are increases. When duplicates are increases, memory is increases. Yes or no? So this kind of problem at the time of insertion. Okay now? So this is one problem. Next problem, what I said here, updation problem. Updation problem is what now? For example, your HOD is a Mr. X initially. This HOD, after 3 or 4 years, he want to leave or left from your college. So he went to other college or other, okay. So he left your college. When he left your college, then what your college management people will do? They will recruit one more new HOD. So whenever new HOD they come to your college, then what happened in my database? Whatever the old HOD name is there, this name I want to change now. Change or not? Yes, I'm changing. But in this changing level, which command? Update command. When you're performing update command to change your HOD name, okay, then sometimes what it was happen, you can see. Okay, suppose what it was writing, I mean, if we want to change HOD name, then system admin has to update all students records with the new HOD name. So by mistake, your system admin, what he was going to do, he was updated few records and few records are not updated by mistake. By mistake, some students HOD name is updated, but some students HOD name is not updated. Okay, in this case, what it was happening, you can see, for example, he was updated X and X and but okay, he was updated here. In place of this, suppose, okay, he was updated Y, he was updated Y. Okay, the few students HOD name is updated, few students are left. Now he was living like this. When he was living like this, and if I want to see this data or this table data, now tell me, who is the HOD of CSC branch? X. X is a HOD or Y is HOD? How can you say? Huh? We can't say actually, because some students name HOD, some students HOD name is Y showing, some students HOD name is X showing. So who is the correct? I don't know. This is what we call data inconsistency problem. Can you remember in my early classes I was explaining to you? So data confusion. So who is HOD of CSC branch? That we don't know, because some students are showing Y, some students are showing X. So this kind of, when your data was very large and you have so many duplicates in that, at that moment, by mistake, some rows are updated, some rows are not updated. At that moment, there is a chances to occur data inconsistency problem. That is your updation with the data inconsistency problem. That's that point I was given. What I was given here. So, and if by mistake we miss any record, it will lead data inconsistency. Okay, now that is one thing. And next one is what now? Deletion problem. Deletion problem is what now? Suppose this is your student details. So I have here total 5 students information is there. Suppose out of this 5 student, how many years they was interacting with college? One BTech student, how many years they have a interaction with college management people? 4 years. Up to academic is finished. That means their course is finished. So the 4 years, the student will be having a good relation with the management. But suppose you just think about it. So these guys, the BTech or whatever it is, okay, these guys, education is completed. The 4 years BTech is completed. When the 4 years BTech is completed, the students are staying in college or they will be leave from the college. Leave from the college. So because their work is completed, their education is over and he can't stick with that. Yes or no? So once they finish their education, then they want to leave from the college. So when they're leaving from college, what I'm going to do as admin, these students' data I want to delete. Only students' data. Is careful observe. Which data? Only student data I want to delete. Okay. What happened? Can I delete or not? I can delete, no problem. But I can delete the student data. But along with student data, which data is gone? Your branch data is also gone. That means your branch name details, your HOD details, your office number details also lose. So that means students' academic is finished here and they was left from my college. Then their data I want to delete. That means only student data I want to delete. But in my college, branch is there, HOD is there, office number is also there. So then why we are deleting these information along with students? Why we want it? Okay, we don't want it. Suppose if I want to delete here, so branch details I want to delete. For example, this branch details I want to delete means along with the branch, students also deleted now. Yes, sir. So that means the problem is what now? The two different data when it was having in the same table, then one data if I drop, along with that, another data also dropping or deleting. So this is called a deletion problem. So that problem I was discussed. In our student details table, two different informations are kept together. One is student information, one is branch information. Okay, here what happened at the end of the academic year, if student records are deleted, then what happened? We will also lose the branch information. When you delete a student, branch information also will lose. And this is called as what now? Deletion problem. So total, how many problems we discussed? Redundancy, memory, inconsistency, insert, update, delete. So these are the points we discussed. So these problems, what I want to do, avoid here. Avoiding redundancy, avoiding inconsistency, save memory, and maintain insert, update, delete operations without having any problems. So then what is the solution for this? Means the solution is what now? Storing your data into multiple tables. Then this data I want to split. And one student related data stored into one separate table. And next branch data we can store into one separate table. When you do like this, then these kind of problems we are restricted and avoided. Okay, for that purpose, what we want to do, sir, means we have some techniques are there. We have some techniques are there to do that was. So those techniques are called as what now? First normal, second normal, third normal, BC enough, 4 enough, and 5 enough. So with the help of these normalization forms and techniques, I can maintain my data into multiple tables and to restricted and reduces your redundancy, inconsistency, saving memory, and insert, update, deletion problems. Understand now? Right. So now let me see. My first one is called a first enough. We will discuss. What is first enough? Come back here. Okay. Now come back and see. The types of here, carefully observe. The types of normal forms. Okay. The first normal, second, third, BC, fourth, and fifth. So first one we will discuss here. The first technique, first normal form. Don't write this entire notes. I will share you. Okay, na? So now just focus and see my explanation and try to understand, and having doubts, come and ask me. That's it. Okay. So here observe, first normal form, what it was tell us. For a table to be in the first normal form, it should follow the following 4 rules. Okay, you also read yourself. You can understand. When you're reading yourself, you can get some idea. So when my table is called as a normalized table, when my table is called as a in first normalized table position, okay, when we want to say means when your table should be follow 4 rules. So whenever your table should follow these 4 rules, then your table is called a normalized table. Then your table is called a normalized table. So what are the 4 rules are there here? Let me see. The first one is called as each column should contain atomic value. Atomic means single value. So that means, can you remember yesterday user defined data types we discussed? User defined data type purpose, what we said? Storing some group of values in a single column of a single row cell. But normalization, what it was telling? Every column should have only, that's why user defined data types are in SQL language, maximum the people are not using. If you are using means the table is not comes under normalization. But you are asking, then why we are teaching, sir? Why we are learning, sir? If it is not important for us, means yes, this is not important in SQL, but important for PLSQL. In coming future, user defined data types importance what you can see under PLSQL. But in SQL, very rare cases, okay, people are using 99.99. The people doesn't use. Okay, because of reason normalization effect. If you are using, then the table is not satisfied normalization. Okay, na? Normalization first rule, what it was telling? Every column should contain single value only, should not have a multiple values. That's why user defined data type usage very, very less in SQL language, but very, very important in PLSQL language. Programmatically, user defined data types are very important role will be play in our PLSQL. But query level, it was very less importance. Okay. But why I'm teaching means that knowledge is required for the next concept is what now our PLSQL. At the time you can understand that why SAR is teaching this one. Okay, na? Right. Now your first rule, what it was telling here, each column should contain atomic value. Atomic means a single value should be there in the each column. Now we can see in this, for example, one example I was given. This is column 1. This is my column number 2. If these two columns, if you see this, in column 1, I don't have any problem because each and every row cell having single value. So I don't have any problem here. Okay, now. But can you see here in my column number 2, first row is having how many values? 2 values, x comma y. Second row, w comma x. So, but as per your first normalization technique, your table or in your table, each column should contain one values only. But your column should not contain multiple values in each row cell. So when you will be storing like this, then the table is not satisfied normalization technique. And which technique? First technique. So you should not be there like this. This is wrong way maintenance. Don't maintain in your table like this. Okay, na? This is first condition for normalization. Second condition. What is second condition? You can see. A column should contain values that are same data type values only. Okay, now it means what, sir? It means what, sir? Means suppose your name column is there. This is name column. This is date of birth column. Name column data type is what now? Varchar 2. Yes or no? Date of birth column, date is what? Data type is what now? Date. Okay. So these are the two different data type columns. So varchar 2 column, Sai, yes, correct. Jones, yes, correct. But in name is a varchar 2, but in varchar 2, what I'm storing? Date. This should not be, take it like this. You don't want to take like this. Same as date of birth column, date of birth, this is right, this is right. But I can't store Miller here because Miller is which type? Varchar type. Varchar type value, can I save under date format? No. So that means what happened? Okay, your column should not be like this. And what it was saying, a column should contain values that are same data type. Your column data type is what? That related data will be maintained, but don't maintain interchanges. And even it is not allowed, but don't maintain like this. Okay, now that is what second condition it was telling in our first normal. And the next third normal, you can see all the columns in a table should have unique names. Here what it was saying, columns, not data. Columns should have a unique columns. But you can see, can you see in this? Can you see in this? There are 3 columns are there in my table. Column 1, column 2. But here column 1 and column 2, same name now. But it is called a duplicate column name. Yes, but your table should not allow duplicate column names. So if you create hundreds of columns, but each and every column name should be different. Same column name will not allowed into your table. Duplicate column names are not allowed. So you should not be maintained like this, duplicate columns. That is the third rule. And the fourth rule, what it was telling guys, fourth rule, the order in which data is stored does not matter. It doesn't matter. But so many students are asking, sir, I wanted to order 1, 2, 3, 4, sir. 10, 20, 30, sir. Okay. Otherwise, 101, 102, 102. So I wanted sequence orders, sir, compulsory. Some students are asking. Yes or no? But as a rule, what it was telling, order is not a matter. You can store your data in any manner. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sequence and only save. That kind of need and necessity rule is not there in our database. You can store your data any manner like this. See, 1, 2, 4, 3. My sequence order, see, 1, 2, 4, 3. It is correct. It is also correct. 1, 2, 3, 4, correct. 1, 2, 4, 3, correct. 4, 3, 2, 1, correct. 2, 3, 1, 4, correct. Any manner you can store. But it is not like that. I wanted only sequence. I wanted only sequentially stored. That is not necessary. Okay. So that is the fourth rule is telling. What is was telling? The order in which data is stored, that was not matter. You can save your data in any manner. ABCD you can save. SPQRS we can say. MNO, XYZ you can say. Any you can say. But it is not like that. Alphabets order, sir. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. No necessary. Okay, na? So that is what 4 rules, sir. It was telling by the first normalization form. And now you can see this every 4 rule, okay, will satisfied or not. Can we see our example table? I will show you. When you come to your database, I just open my database. Let me see. So already we have a few tables we designed in our MyDB 11 AM. Okay, yes. And now I need to set some page size and lines. Yeah. And let me come. If I want to call one of my table, which already there, okay, in my database, what it was there, some tables are there, customer, DEPT, EMP, employee, student, something is there. Okay, now, so one of my table I'm calling, select a star from DEPT. When I call this, now tell me, this DEPT table, whatever we saved, whatever we created, saved in our Oracle database, this table is a normalization table or not? Identify. Is it a first normalization form satisfied or not satisfied? Satisfied. First one is what? Each and every column should contain single value. Okay. See, every column is a single value. Satisfied. First rule is satisfied. What is second rule? Second rule is what now? Data type. Which data type? That is related data only keep. So this is number only keeping. Varchar 2 only keeping. Varchar 2 only keeping. There's no mismatching here. Third one is what now? Every column in your table must be unique name. And let you see, my every column is having a unique name now. DEPT number, D name, LOC. All are unique. Do you have any duplicate column? All are unique. And now tell me order. Order, what you were saying? None of the matter. Either you can save 10, 20, 34 or 20, 30, 40, 50 or 10, 30, 40, 30. So whatever you can save, it is none of the matter. So that means, can you say whatever the DPT table I was designed in my table, this is first normalization form techniques are satisfied? Yes. Then it is called as a normalized table. Then it is called as a normalized table. Understand now? So that is what it was telling by your first normal form. Okay now? So like this, each and every table what we are designing in our Oracle, you just imagine once, recall from the starting classes, every table is having unique column names. Every column is having single value storage. As per data type, same data will save, and order will be any order we save, it is accepted. Okay now? So can you remember? Any table you can create. So there are 4 rules will be satisfied here. This is the first normalization technique, what it was tell us. What it was tell us. Now in this, any rule is break, then the table will not comes under normalization. In this 4, any one is break, then it is not comes under fourth normal form. Sorry, what is that? First normal form technique. So okay, so this is basic technique, basic normalization form, and basic restrictions and rules. Okay now, this is very easy. First normalization form understanding is very easy, and this technique is also very basic level technique. But next technique is what now? Second normal form. So from second, third, BCNF 4 and 5, these are some complicated. That means maximum you have to focus on my explanation and example, then only understand. Otherwise, a lot of confusions. This is first normal form, very easy to understanding, but remaining normal forms are not that much. It's very focused and very logically, if you think, you can understand. Okay, blindly if you think, you cannot understand the subject. Okay na? So those remaining 2 techniques, 4 techniques na? 4 or 5? 5 techniques. Those are very important and very complex, very difficult to understand, but I will explain in my easiness, which is how I was presenting here. Easiest manner, easiest examples I will show you to understanding that particular techniques. Okay na? Right. And now, yesterday user defined data type notes uploaded. Okay. That's fine. Okay, fine. And now this normalization notes also I'm sharing. Complete material I'm sharing. Okay. And if you have a free time, once read that material, one technique read, and I was given examples also. Read and see that example and read your theory and practical example. Maximum read it. Either you understand, not understand, none of the matter. But once you yourself, without my explanation, once you read that documentation, okay na? Because when you're reading yourself once, maybe some little bit ideas are come to you. Yes or no? So that's why this normalization material I'm sharing to you. Once read it yourself at your free time. Okay, read once and come to tomorrow. The first normal, simple, but second normal, read. Second and third normal, these 2 normalization techniques. First, read definition, see the practical example there I was given in the documentation, try to understand and come here. Later, I will explain to you. Okay, if I do like this, maybe you will get a more effectively. Yes or no? So without reading directly sitting and telling means suppose little bit complications. Okay, so that is the reason this document I will share you. My point understand now? Offline online students, so that you have to do it guys before coming to tomorrow. Okay, right. So I stop it and we'll continue tomorrow. Okay guys, thank you so much.